HESI A2 Integumentary System questions. Question 1. A learner connects the clues, adds protection in thick skin and is found mainly on the palms and soles. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, stratum lucidum. Option B, director pili muscle. Option C, hypodermis. Option D, a melanocyte. The correct answer is option A, stratum lucidum. The function described is that this skin structure or response adds protection in thick skin. A second identifying feature is that it is found mainly on the palms and soles. Together, the two clues explain the role in distinguishing thick from thin skin. Question 2. Which option identifies the skin structure or response that provides strength through linked keratinocytes? Option A, dermis. Option B, the Pochron sweat gland. Option C, sebaceous gland. Option D, stratum spinaceum. The correct answer is option D, stratum spinaceum. This skin structure or response provides strength through linked keratinocytes. It contains several layers of cells joined by strong desmosomes. These linked features explain the role in resisting mechanical stress in the epidermis. Question 3. A review item describes a skin structure or response that is the most abundant cell type in the epidermis. Which option identifies it? Option A, stratum lucidum. Option B, sebaceous gland. Option C, keratinocyte. Option D, epidermal dendritic cell. The correct answer is option C, keratinocyte. For maintaining the protective skin barrier, this skin structure or response produces keratin for strength and water resistance. It can also be recognized because it is the most abundant cell type in the epidermis. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Stressed about your HESI A2? We can take HESI A2 for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. Which option identifies the skin structure or response that detects light touch at the epidermal base? Option A, tactile cell. Option B, epidermal dendritic cell. Option C, sebaceous gland. Option D, nail matrix. The correct answer is option A, tactile cell. This skin structure or response detects light touch at the epidermal base. It associates with a sensory nerve ending. These linked features explain the role in supporting fine touch sensation. Question 5. A learner connects the clues, produces most of the cells that form a nail plate and lies beneath the proximal nail fold. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, vitamin D synthesis. Option B, the Pochron sweat gland. Option C, nail matrix. Option D, epidermal dendritic cell. The correct answer is option C, nail matrix. The function described is that this skin structure or response produces most of the cells that form a nail plate. A second identifying feature is that it lies beneath the proximal nail fold. Together, the two clues explain the role in supporting nail growth. Question 6. A physiology item gives two clues. It participates in immune surveillance of the skin, and it captures antigens and helps activate immune responses. Which option identifies the skin structure or response? Option A, dermal papilla. Option B, epidermal dendritic cell. Option C, keratinocyte. Option D, evaporative cooling. The correct answer is option B, epidermal dendritic cell. The role tested here involves defending against pathogens at the body surface. This skin structure or response participates in immune surveillance of the skin. It can also be identified because it captures antigens and helps activate immune responses. Question 7. Which option identifies the skin structure or response most important for renewing the outer skin because it produces new keratinocytes through cell division? Option A, director pili muscle. Option B, stratum basale. Option C, keratinocyte. Option D, cutaneous vasoconstriction. The correct answer is option B, stratum basale. A key clue is that this skin structure or response is the deepest epidermal layer and contains melanocytes. It also produces new keratinocytes through cell division. That combination is central to renewing the outer skin. Question 8. Which option identifies the skin structure or response whose key function begins the major keratinization and waterproofing changes? Option A, tactile cell. Option B, dermal papilla. Option C, stratum granulosum. Option D, stratum basale. The correct answer is option C, stratum granulosum. This skin structure or response begins the major keratinization and waterproofing changes. It contains flattened cells with keratohyalin granules. These linked features explain the role in forming the epidermal barrier. Are you looking for HESI A2 actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access HESI A2 study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get HESI A2 answer key today. Question 9. A physiology item gives 2 clues. It secretes oil that lubricates skin and hair, and it usually empties into a hair follicle. Which option identifies the skin structure or response? Option A, tactile cell. Option B, hair follicle. Option C, sebaceous gland. Option D, dermal papilla. The correct answer is option C, sebaceous gland. The role tested here involves reducing dryness and limiting some microbial growth. This skin structure or response secretes oil that lubricates skin and hair. It can also be identified because it usually empties into a hair follicle. Question 10. Impairment of which skin structure or response would most directly prevent the following function? Forms the outer protective layer of the skin? Option A, epidermal dendritic cell. Option B, lamellar corpuscle. Option C, cutaneous vasoconstriction. Option D, epidermis. The correct answer is option D, epidermis. A key clue is that this skin structure or response is composed of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium and lacks blood vessels. It also forms the outer protective layer of the skin. That combination is central to protecting the body from water loss and environmental exposure. Question 11. Which option identifies the skin structure or response most important for limiting water loss and entry of pathogens because it forms the outermost barrier of dead keratinized cells? Option A, hair follicle. Option B, director pili muscle. Option C, apocrine sweat gland. Option D, stratum corneum. The correct answer is option D, stratum corneum. A key clue is that this skin structure or response is continually shed and replaced from deeper layers. It also forms the outermost barrier of dead keratinized cells. That combination is central to limiting water loss and entry of pathogens. Question 12. Which option identifies the skin structure or response that releases a thicker secretion into hair follicles? Option A, apocrine sweat gland. Option B, keratinocyte. Option C, epidermal dendritic cell. Option D, cutaneous vasoconstriction. The correct answer is option A, apocrine sweat gland. This skin structure or response releases a thicker secretion into hair follicles. It becomes active at puberty and is concentrated in axillary and groin regions. These linked features explain the role in contributing to body odor after bacterial action. Question 13. A learner connects the clues, raises a hair and produces goosebumps, and is a small band of smooth muscle attached to a follicle. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, apocrine sweat gland. Option B, director pili muscle. Option C, cutaneous vasodilation. Option D, keratinocyte. The correct answer is option B, erector pili muscle. The function described is that this skin structure or response raises a hair and produces goosebumps. A second identifying feature is that it is a small band of smooth muscle attached to a follicle. Together, the two clues explain the role in responding to cold or sympathetic stimulation. Question 14. Which option identifies the skin structure or response best matching this description? It lies superficially in dermal papillae of sensitive skin, and it detects light touch and low-frequency vibration. Option A, keratinocyte. Option B, stratum lucidum. Option C, tactile corpuscle. Option D, hair follicle. The correct answer is option C, tactile corpuscle. For sensing gentle contact, this skin structure or response detects light touch and low-frequency vibration. It can also be recognized because it lies superficially in dermal papillae of sensitive skin. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 15. Impairment of which skin structure or response would most directly prevent the following function? Detects deep pressure and high-frequency vibration. Option A, apocrine sweat gland. Option B, stratum lucidum. Option C, melanocyte. Option D, lamellar corpuscle. The correct answer is option D, lamellar corpuscle. A key clue is that this skin structure or response has an onion-like capsule in deeper tissue. It also detects deep pressure and high-frequency vibration. That combination is central to sensing force beneath the skin. Question 16. A learner connects the clues anchors and produces a hair shaft and extends from the epidermis into the dermis and sometimes the hypodermis. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, hair follicle. Option B, stratum basale. Option C, cutaneous vasoconstriction. Option D, stratum granulosum. The correct answer is option A, hair follicle. The function described is that this skin structure or response anchors and produces a hair shaft. A second identifying feature is that it extends from the epidermis into the dermis and sometimes the hypodermis. Together, the two clues explain the role in supporting hair growth. Question 17. Impairment of which skin structure or response would most directly prevent the following function: interlocks with the epidermis and helps nourish its basal cells? Option A, dermal papilla. Option B, tactile cell. Option C, vitamin D synthesis. Option D, epidermis. The correct answer is option A, dermal papilla. A key clue is that this skin structure or response contains capillaries and contributes to surface ridges. It also interlocks with the epidermis and helps nourish its basal cells. That combination is central to supporting friction ridges and epidermal attachment. Question 18. A student is reviewing a concept involved in linking the integumentary and skeletal systems. Which option identifies the skin structure or response with this function? Begins when ultraviolet light modifies a cholesterol-related molecule in skin? Option A, epidermis. Option B, vitamin D synthesis. Option C, stratum corneum. Option D, tactile corpuscle. The correct answer is option B, vitamin D synthesis. The role tested here involves linking the integumentary and skeletal systems. This skin structure or response begins when ultraviolet light modifies a cholesterol-related molecule in skin. It can also be identified because it supports later production of a hormone important for calcium absorption. Stressed about your GED? We can take GED for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. Which option identifies the skin structure or response with this feature? It is promoted during cold exposure? Option A, cutaneous vasoconstriction. Option B, stratum spinaceum. Option C, vitamin D synthesis. Option D, endocrine sweat gland. The correct answer is option A, cutaneous vasoconstriction. This skin structure or response participates in conserving core temperature. It reduces heat loss by limiting blood flow near the surface, and it is promoted during cold exposure. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 20. A student is reviewing a concept involved in lowering body temperature during heat exposure. Which option identifies the skin structure or response with this function? Releases watery sweat for evaporative cooling? Option A, vitamin D synthesis. Option B, endocrine sweat gland. Option C, cutaneous vasoconstriction. Option D, stratum basale. The correct answer is option B, endocrine sweat gland. The role tested here involves lowering body temperature during heat exposure. This skin structure or response releases watery sweat for evaporative cooling. It can also be identified because it is widely distributed and opens directly onto the skin surface. Question 21. Which option identifies the skin structure or response best matching this description? It transfers pigment granules to nearby keratinocytes, and it produces pigment that helps absorb ultraviolet radiation? Option A, nail matrix. Option B, stratum spinaceum. Option C, melanocyte. Option D, endocrine sweat gland. The correct answer is option C, melanocyte. For protecting nuclear DNA from sunlight, this skin structure or response produces pigment that helps absorb ultraviolet radiation. It can also be recognized because it transfers pigment granules to nearby keratinocytes. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 22. A review item describes a skin structure or response that becomes especially important when environmental temperature is high. Which option identifies it? Option A, epidermal dendritic cell. Option B, hypodermis. Option C, sebaceous gland. Option D, evaporative cooling. The correct answer is option D, evaporative cooling. For preventing overheating, this skin structure or response removes heat as sweat changes from liquid to vapor. It can also be recognized because it becomes especially important when environmental temperature is high. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 23. Which option identifies the skin structure or response whose key function is, increases heat loss by sending more blood near the body surface? Option A, vitamin D synthesis. Option B, stratum granulosum. Option C, the Cochrane sweat gland. Option D, cutaneous vasodilation. The correct answer is option D, cutaneous vasodilation. This skin structure or response increases heat loss by sending more blood near the body surface. It is promoted when core temperature rises. These linked features explain the role in supporting thermoregulation. Question 24. Which option identifies the skin structure or response most important for connecting the integument to deeper structures because it anchors the skin and provides insulation and cushioning? Option A, hypodermis. Option B, dermis. Option C, erector pili muscle. Option D, stratum corneum. The correct answer is option A, hypodermis. A key clue is that this skin structure or response contains abundant adipose and areolar connective tissue. It also anchors the skin and provides insulation and cushioning. That combination is central to connecting the integument to deeper structures. Question 25. Which option identifies the skin structure or response with this feature? It contains papillary and reticular connective minus tissue layers. Option A, dermal papilla. Option B, dermis. Option C, stratum granulosum. Option D, vitamin D synthesis. The correct answer is option B, dermis. This skin structure or response participates in supporting the surface covering. It provides strength, elasticity, vessels, nerves, and glands to the skin, and it contains papillary and reticular connective minus tissue layers. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices.